I am Kenan Jaouen and I am Chief Officer on board the sailing ship Götheborg. A normal day on board starts at 3:30 for a wake up, and I take the watch at 3:45 up to 8 o'clock in the morning, and then there is still a small breakfast and a bit of jobs, some work to do. Lunch at 12. Still some jobs on the deck, also on the rig, up to 4 o'clock where I start the evening watch, up to 8 o'clock, and that's the end of the day. So to navigate the ship, we use a combination of modern and traditional techniques. So we sail as a traditional boat, as an 18th century East India man. So we need to trim the sails properly to go on the good direction with a better speed. But we also have modern tools like GPS and EGDIS. So we use still paper charts, which is our primary means of positioning. And we have a second means that is an EGDIS. It's an electronic chart display, like on all cargo ships nowadays. Yes, I joined the ship with several books in my suitcase, mostly books from the 18th and 19th century, dealing of these kind of ships and the way to handle them and the way to maintain them. So I used to read historical documents to know better how to perform my duties. My favorite memory from the last 2 weeks was when we set all the sails we had already rigged, and I discovered that the ship was sailing half the wind speed with 2 meters per second wind. So with a very light wind we were sailing, and quite fast for such a ship. So for the coming legs, as the ship will sail on her own up to China, I will not stay for all the trip long. I will have some resting time. So I will disembark in Chippenham, and a colleague, another chief officer, will come for 1 month during my resting time. And we will go like this, alternating 1 month on, 1 month off, as long as we are in Europe. And after it should be something like 2 months on, 2 months off, up to China. Yes, I would recommend everyone to work here, every sailing officer, every officer of the watch, because here we use traditional techniques, so we learn a good way to do, really best way to do, that can be used after that on any kind of ships. And for the deckhands, I highly recommend it, because it's a good way to learn about team building and how to work with other people. When I saw that Götheborg was to go to China, I applied immediately. So it first misfired because COVID came in 2020 instead of sailing. But 2 years later, the ship is still afloat and permanent contract, so I will sail as long as the ship sails. That is quite a dream to me.